I'm honored to introduce Frank Wallace family. I've had this opportunity several times to introduce inductees into the Hall of Fame over the years, but none of them quite intertwined with my life like the Wallace family has. I met Frank in 1961 when I first moved to Ellensburg to practice medicine, and we started a friendship that lasted for till the end of his life, and a friendship with his family that has endured, and I consider them some of my best friends. 65 years and counting is quite a long time, but that's how long, by my recollection, that the Wallace family has been volunteering in an important part of the Ellensburg Rodeo. Frank first started here when he was way back in the 40s. He didn't live here then, but he was part of the wild and woolly stagecoach races that they used to stage here. And after Frank moved his family here in the mid-50s, I believe it was, he soon got appointed and started in to volunteer for the Ellensburg Rodeo and did the same thing for every performance and every rodeo until the early 1990s. By that time, his sons and son-in-law had long been busy with the rodeo, so they got a long history of helping, and now the third and fourth generation are starting to take effect. Catherine, Frank's wife, was like a mother to us. She always parked the Frank parked the motorhome on the grounds, and every performance she fed the whole arena crew lunch, and those are very good times and very good memories. Jack and Steve both were good PRCA competitors in their day, and won some money at some of the big rodeos in the West. Jack's horse, Killa, was pretty famous as one of the top line calf horses that anybody that ever saw her could say that she was one of the best. I've told this story before, but it's worth telling again, I think. When Jack was still in high school and I was fairly new to the valley, he invited me to go to the rodeo with him up at Waterville. And since I only had a one-horse trailer and he had a two-horse trailer, we took his rig. And he had a little pickup with a little cab high canopy on it. So we rode that Saturday afternoon and went to bed in the canopy. And next morning we got up pretty early to go feed the horses. It was still dark. I grabbed my pants and started trying to struggle into them without being able to stand up and sitting down in that little canopy. I was working and trying to get those pants up. I remarked, I said, "That's pretty hard to get your clothes on in this little bedroom." Anyway, I finally did get them up. When I went to try to button them, the problem solved itself. They were Jack's pants. The other story involves Steve. I was in one of the Columbia Circuit final meetings in probably the mid-90s, and it was in Kennewick. And I was sitting in a seminar that had to do with rodeo programs. And a young man from the Chief Joseph days, Joseph, Oregon, was the presenter, and he passed out some Joseph programs for the crowd to have. So I was kind of idly thumbing through this program, and then I noticed that one page they had all the past winners of Joseph listed there. So I remembered then that Steve Wallace and I had won Joseph one year in team rodeo. So I scanned down through the page until I finally found that 1974 winners were listed as Vern McCrae and Steve Walker. So after the seminar was over, I went up to the presenter and introduced myself and told him that the IRS wasn't after us for those taxes anymore, and he could start using our real names now if they wanted to. Well, without any further ado, it's a big honor for me to have this presentation tonight. So I'd like to say, Jack, you come on up, and you are now a permanent part of the history of the Ellensburg Rodeo.
Wow. Thanks, Ken. You know, before I get into what I was going to say, Justin McKee led me into this story. Years ago at Cheyenne, Ken had a roan horse that was pretty frisky at times, and he told me the story. Anyway, he had a little trouble with him one morning. It's pretty cold, and he ended up on the bandstand at Cheyenne. And he finally got him off there and went ahead and tripped his steer and whatever. Well, the rodeo came up, and Flint Rasmus, I think, was the clown at the time. He gets up on there in that bandstand, and he looks down and says, "Hey, there's been a horse up here." I think Justin was the announcer. Yeah, that would be Ken McRae. So, but anyway, we'd like to thank the Ellensburg Rodeo Hall of Fame, the Ellensburg community, and the Rodeo Board for inducting us with this fine honor. It's pretty neat going with Kay Hagerman and two of the greatest team ropers in the world, Jake and Clay. It's quite an honor to go at the same time as they do. And as I look around the crowd tonight, I see lots of inductees that are in the Ellensburg Rodeo Hall of Fame and lots of friends out there of both Steve and I. You know, it's a different feeling for me. I've been up here as a member of the Ellensburg Rodeo Hall of Fame presenting awards. And here we are tonight accepting one. It's a bit different feeling. And it sure is a nice feeling. It's a lot easier accepting than it is presenting. It takes a little work to get everything put together to present a person. So it's pretty good. Our dad, he was, we came to Ellensburg, and he was actually a farmer. And he got to Ellensburg, and he milked cows, you know, him and Mom together. She raised the garden all the time, took care of the kids, helped with the haying. And, but Dad met some great fellas around the valley, and he got into roping. And he actually qualified for the Catatask County roping twice, I think. Once or twice. And he did a pretty good job. He loved cattle and horses, all livestock. But you know, at Ellensburg, used to be a big arena. It was probably a third again as big as it is now. And at the time, they had two pickup men. It was Joe Kelsey or Bobby Christensen. And at that time, man, that was a lot of ground to cover. So there was times when Dad would actually pick up somebody if those two guys couldn't get to him, and he helped lead the broncs out, grab the bump ring, and help those guys out. He did actually, yeah. Steve was. He did sell Christians a couple of pickup horses. I'll never forget one of them. At Puyallup, you used to have to be over like 20 performances or 18 performances. You had to ride in every grand entry. And they had the bronc riders, the bareback riders, and everybody riding horses. So one of them wanted to buck every time he went around the track. So that was kind of, and I got to watch him do it. Mom, she loved to help people. That was in her heart, was helping people. And she retired from here in the foods department at Central Washington University. And if she were here tonight, she probably would have been helping, with this program. Steve says she might be cleaning the plates up off the table. Now, that is true. She also was a member of the Rodeo Valley Riders Riding Group that was formed in Ellensburg, and they lasted, for 10 or 15 years. Mom wasn't a real rider, but she did get out and ride. And they would go riding the trails. You had a one-ton truck, and you had to load the horses up the ramp, pick up the ramp, and it was a little different. When Dad first started working, for several years, him and Tex Tolliver and several other guys were doing the arena help, volunteering. And Tex had a key to the highway grill. So they'd get up about an hour and a half earlier than they really would have had to, and Tex would go unlock the highway grill, and they'd have themselves some coffee, and that's how they got started with their morning in the slack, or for the rodeo. After that, Mom and Dad bought a motorhome, and so Dad talked to him, and they got to park the motorhome in the infield, and Mom had that thing stocked with sandwiches and potato salad, and she was a great cook. She did it all, and there were always quite a few beverages, so their motorhome was a pretty popular place at that time. Talking about volunteering, the Wallace family has volunteered a lot of hours at the Ellensburg Rodeo and have enjoyed every minute of it. I was talking to one of the rodeo board members today, and we were talking about volunteers. And he said he had a guy that wanted to come and help. Well, we could use you. The guy says, how much does it pay? Well, it doesn't pay much of anything, just a little bit of glory and sweat. Well, he says, I gotta have more than what my regular job pays because I can't take off time of work. So I understand that. But we've had a great time. We like the livestock and the people we work with, and it's been a great number of years, and I don't know how much longer we've got to go, but hopefully we keep going for a while, because I really do love the Ellensburg Rodeo. I think it's one of the very best, and always like competing here. Always thought I'd like to win Ellensburg. Steve did too. That's the hardest thing in the world, to win your own hometown rodeo because you're trying so hard. Dean Oliver won his hometown rodeo 12 times, so that tells how good he was, and he's in the Ellensburg Rodeo Hall of Fame. You got anything?
I found about any rodeo is pretty damn hard to win. But, we've seen so much evolution in this rodeo. Started out as little kids up on the hillside that's now just sagebrush and brush, but that was Stan's clear halfway to the top of that hill, and that's where us little kids started. The evolution of the arena, like Jack said, it's shrunk. We've seen the timed event shoots move 4 times, just 4 or 5 contractors now, and there used to be 2. But anyway, I have no notes, so this is going to be pretty short. I felt in my long career, winning short money, that I helped quite a few guys get to the finals and stuff. I'm not sure they ever fully appreciated my donations. To wrap it up, I think, Justin, you need to start practicing bulldogging, because your age you will gain that 20 pounds you always needed to bulldog. Thank you. One more thing. Ken mentioned Joseph. Chief Joseph Days gave a really nice buckle, except 1974. They went to a trophy, and a trophy this high doesn't fit on your buckle, or on your belt right. Kind of hits you right under the chin, so then the next year they went back to buckles, but we got trophies.
And Steve and I and Sam Kaiser, we kind of headed that thing up for 28 years. We finally wore out, and it kind of deteriorated, and it got started again. And nobody wants to do it anymore. But anyway, one year I was up there in the announcer stand, kind of getting things going up there in the announcer's booth. And I looked down in the arena, and there's this little lady walking out from the roping chutes. It looks like she's got a 2-pound coffee can, and there's some stuff. I couldn't figure out what she was doing, fertilizing or what the hell. But never thought another thing about it. And sometime later, I don't know, it might have been 5 or 6 months, and something come out about Dad, and it was Mom spreading his ashes in the Ellensburg Rodeo Arena. So I said, well, when you pass, what do you want to do with yours? Because, she wanted to be cremated. She said, I want to be out there with Dad. So, as we close tonight, and when you're at the Ellensburg Rodeo, Mom and Dad will